Hey Anton, I thought rather than trying to explain in an email how I do the coin editing and add the circular text around the edge, I would just show you. I use Photoshop for my editing, and I have copied that image of the obverse from the email. So I'm going to create a new image and paste it in. I'll use a black background typically and paste it in. There's a couple of ways to select just the coin by itself. But when there's a nice contrasting background like the hand, you can just use the object selection tool and draw a box around, and it does a good job of selecting the coin. And I will copy and paste that into its own layer. I can turn off the hand, and I'll center the coin in the image and rotate it. And now to help make the letters more legible, it's often useful to adjust the contrast and brightness, and I do that here with the curves. I usually make the darks darker and then restore the brighter parts back to where they were originally. And there's a little bit of a reddish cast to it, so I can take that out with the by adjusting the red channel. And that looks pretty good. Now to draw the or to do the text around the coin, I use the ellipse tool, which creates a path that the text can follow. That's one of these shape tools right here. So with the center of the coin marked, I can draw out the ellipse from the center and generally get it to just fit around the coin, and I can move this here and afterwards. It gives it a fill of black, so we can turn that off and make it transparent. And center it up on the coin a little better. And now to type the text around, when you use the text tool and hover over this path, you can see the tool changes shape a little bit. And you start right at the top of the coin. And there's the text you can start typing around. Now, it seems to have a problem with asterisks right now, so I'm going to do it without any punctuation first, and I'll add that back in at the end. I did find a little bit more medieval looking font than what I'd used before. And I just go through and I use spaces where necessary to kind of keep the letters in the same place as they are on the coin. And you can see it just follows around that circular path we made. Get upside down and it's a little harder to follow. A, B, S, T, R, I, D, V, X, B, G, B. Like I say, for some reason the asterisks mess it up, so it's better to do them at the end. And then just bring it back and make sure everything is still in line. And that is pretty much it. And then when we select another tool, that path disappears and you're left with just the coin itself. And we can still, if we move the path now, the text should go with it, but I'm not going to do it just to be safe. We can also move just the text layer itself. And that's pretty much it. Then I crop it and to roughly square. And shrink it down a little bit because it's a pretty good size. I'll cut it about in half. And that is it. I hope that gives you a little idea of what I do. There's maybe other ways to do it that are just as good or efficient, but this is what's worked for me. And if you've got any questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help. Anyway, thanks. Thank you for sending it. I really appreciate getting a look at it. It was really neat, especially how bent that was, that they were able to straighten out and make whole again. It looks really nice. So thanks, and I hope you have a nice afternoon.